Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today that I'm filming this and hopefully uploading it the same day if I can edit it, is July 5th, meaning we are officially in Halloween season. No more major holidays, 4th of July over, Halloween is next. And I'm calling a code orange on Crochet, or my Crochet. I kind of want to talk about what I have planned for some Halloween crafts this upcoming year. I feel like it might happen again this year, but every year I'm always like, I want to do this for Halloween, I want to do that for Halloween, and then I never end up getting to it. But first I have some patterns I want to talk about that I just bought on Etsy maybe a week or so ago, not that long ago. I have my iPad here because I'm using my phone to film, so I can't really look on my phone. But I want to talk about some patterns that I got from one designer. They have a bunch of different patterns. So I have it here, but I will put it up on the screen. I'll move a little bit this way. I'll put it up on the screen right here so you can see it too. And obviously, of course, I will be leaving all of it down below in links. I'll probably just link her Etsy account because like I got, how many did I get? Let's see. I think I got 15 patterns from her. 15. They were really cheap too, and there was a sale. That's why I got it. The sale was gonna end, I believe, on July 1st, so I made sure to get it before then. I don't know if they're still on sale by any chance. No, they're not on sale, but even then they're still an amazing price, and honestly I think they should be higher. They're so crazy good designs. But her Etsy name is Spider Mambo, Spider Mambo. Again, I'm gonna be linking it down below. She basically, most of the patterns she has on her Etsy are gonna be like skull related, like skulls, you know. But the ones that I got, and I'll go through them. First one I got was it's the skull infinity square. So that one I'm planning to make some in like maybe Lily Sugar and Cream or Lion Brand 24/7, but some cotton yarns so I can make them into coasters because it looks really cool. This one has skulls like surrounding in the square. There's a different square one that I'll be showing later that's a little bit different that I'm also going to do coasters for. But this one I really like. It looks, honestly, when I looked at it, it looked like kind of like a doily, which I really like that style of coaster, and it has skulls in it, like I said, so it's really nice. Then I got I'm gonna keep saying skull. Somebody count how many times I say skull because basically all her patterns have skulls in them. But I got the shawl pattern, so I think that would be really cute to have for like obviously a shawl. But I feel like if I really size down the yarn and thread, the yarn and the hook, maybe I could make it into a headband, maybe, but I don't know. I would have to see, but even then, a shawl would be really nice. Next, the one that I got that I was, honestly, I think this might be the one that I had saw first, and I started looking, you know, this is when I was like, oh my god, this person is insane, like so many cool designs. This one is actually, it's called a beach hoodie or bathing like suit cover up, but I think it would be really cool. It's just like a hoodie, honestly. And I saw this and I'm actually planning to make this for a gift soon. So hopefully you'll be seeing that. I'm not gonna say who it's, I have no idea who watches my videos from my real life or whatever, but I don't know if my friend who I'm making this for is watching, so I'm not gonna say who it's for, but it's for a gift and I'm so excited to make it because it looks so cool, and I'm just like, I'm so excited. And maybe I'll make some. I'm gonna be having actually a market in October, hopefully if I get accepted, but I've done it for the past 2 years, I believe. And every time I do that market, I'm always like, I need to have Halloween stuff because it's like in October, obviously, you know, that's the time to have it. And then I very rarely ever do. I think one time I had some bat plushies, and another time I forgot what I had, but I had very little Halloween stuff. Like I said, I never really have anything. So if that pattern's easy enough, then maybe I can make another one or two, not two, maybe just another one to sell at the market. One of the ones I got that I'm like, I don't think this is for sure not something I'm gonna make this year because it just looks very time consuming. But it's the duster, so like the really long kind of like robe. I just got it because it was such a cool design, and I was like, eventually maybe I'll make it, but for sure I'm not expecting to this year. But I think it's really cool. I think, and with some nice dark colors, it'll come off really cool. The next one I got was a dress. So it's kind of like a more mesh dress. Again, all these are skulls. Like, I'm gonna just keep saying, I realize I haven't been saying skulls, but they're all skull designs. And this one's really cool. And I believe this pattern, it has a guide or everything to make it from baby sizes all the way to plus sizes. I want to say 3 or 4X. I don't remember. But that looks really cool. Honestly, I might make one for myself. Even like I said, I should be prepping for a market that I have, a big market in October. But I really like that, and I think it'd be really cool to have. Another one is a poncho, which I've actually been wanting to make a poncho, period. Just like a regular kind of poncho, because I think they're pretty cool. They've been getting pretty popular, like the character ones. I don't know if you're, I guess it's very much like in the Mexican community or Latino community that I've been seeing that, like the really cool, almost like woven designs. But I think ponchos are really fun and they look very comfy. And she had a skull poncho. Oh my God, a skull poncho on her designs on her Etsy. So I bought that one as well. And then I got a cardigan, which is like, it's really cool the way it's designed. It's like a circle. Again, it looks like a doily almost, but the way that she constructs it and the pattern, it becomes into a cardigan. I'll put a picture here. And that one was 2 separate listings. I think one is for small, medium, large adult, and then the other one is for plus sizes. So XL to like 3, 4X, I think. I don't remember. But yeah, that one's really cool. It looks like it won't take too long because it looks like a mesh stitch. So that looks pretty fun. That one is hopefully another one that I will make this year. Now this one I actually really like, and again, I keep saying I want to make these for myself, but then I always end up making them and I end up like, I'll sell it instead. So I have to actually keep one thing from this video, or like from her designs, but is a kimono. I don't know if this is what like a kimono is considered. I'm not too familiar, but from what I know, I don't think it's like this kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's not a poncho, it's like a sarape maybe, like that's what it looks like to me. But it's really cool. It has the skulls like lined in the front, and then like it's like almost short sleeve. I'm sure you can maybe adjust it to make it long sleeve. With that one, I think would look so cool with some variegated yarn. Most of these designs, I can see the skulls being in white, ivory, or like a cream color, and then the rest being just like basically almost any other color you can think of. I think for this one, there was somebody in the reviews who did like a pastel colors, and it looks very similar to like the red heart baby rainbow, which looks so pretty. And like I actually was thinking of that design too, like that color combo too. It would look really cool for like Halloween, like cutesy Halloween. But basically almost any colors I think will look so cool in this one or any of the designs. But yeah, this one is something that I think would be really cool to make for myself. I got over my fear last year of going to horror nights, and so now I'm like, ooh, I want to make myself like a Halloween outfit. Did you just hear that firework? It's literally July 5th. I hate when people do that. So I'm hoping, maybe the kimono or something else that I'm probably gonna hopefully make for myself for when I go to horror nights. Another one, this is a little similar to the hoodie, but I got a cardigan. It's the same thing. It's the skulls and everything. But I like the look of it. It looks really like breathable and stuff, which is really nice because here I live in, Los Angeles. In October, it's still fairly hot. So it's kind of hard I feel like it's hard to make stuff that it's like creepy or whatever. That's like sweater and like thick. So I think a lot of these designs are really meshy, which is really nice because like I said, October is still very hot here in LA. Last year when I went to Horror Nights, I brought a hoodie and I didn't even wear it. I was like, it was so hot that entire night. So yeah, I think something more breathable is really nice to have. And then now we're up to the other square. This one is like a skull, starts in the middle and then it goes out. I even messaged her because I had seen the 2 square designs. I wasn't sure, I wasn't paying attention. And I was like, what's the difference? Before I buy both of them and they're the same thing. But yeah, so this one, the skull's in the middle and then it kind of goes around, and the other one, it starts differently and then the skulls are like surrounding. So it's a slight difference, but these again, I would love to do for coasters. In another, if I would ever have time, I think this would be so sick as like a granny cardigan or blanket or something. But I think for now, I think these would be really cool as coasters. I got another shawl pattern. This one's really cool, very meshy with the skulls really big and defined. I really like this one. I've never used shawls. I can't pronounce. I never use shawls really. but I think these designs are really cute, and like I said, a lot of them are going to be for market prep, so I'm sure other people will find use in it. I got this one, specifically says it's a doily, which again, probably going to use for coasters and things like that. But what I think I might do actually with this one is use just the regular either weight 3 or weight 4 and make a blanket, because that looks like it would be really cool. I actually have some Lion Brand mandala yarn that I don't know what I'm going to do with. I was just going to make a blanket, but I don't know what design. Most likely I would go with my go-to, the 6-day star blanket, because that's one of my favorite blanket designs. It's super easy, but it's like a rainbow. I'll put a picture of the yarn right here if I can remember what the name was and find it online. But it's really cool. It's like a rainbowy kind of muted rainbow. But I think a blanket in this doily pattern will look super cool. So I have a lot of yarn that I have to I want to get rid of. A lot of it is Big Twist value yarn, and I love that yarn. So I don't want to get rid of it because I don't like it. It's just I have too much of it. So I'm thinking of maybe even making a scrap blanket with this design. Just the skulls either being white or ivory, and then the other rounds could be another color. I don't know, but I think that would look really cool. I also have blanket yarn, a lot of blanket yarn, Bernat blanket, which I like, but honestly my hands get fatigued so fast when I work with it. It starts hurting. The way I hold my yarn, it hurts like where I carry it, and then because of the hook size that I have to use usually for when I make plushies, it just hurts. So I'm kind of trying to phase out my Bernat blanket yarn so I can replace it most likely with Parfait Chunky, because I really like Big Twist Posh and people say that that's very similar. So that's what I've been trying to do. But for the blanket yarn, I'll obviously use them for plushies, but I think a blanket will look really cool. If I'm able to with this kind of design, I would love to do with blanket yarn. Next, I got some sleeves. So there's a lot of different names for it. A bolero, I don't know. Oh my god, there's so many names. I can't remember any of the other ones, but the sleeves, the ones that are just right here, and it's a sleeve with some skulls. Again, that I would probably honestly just do in white. I think with some other colors like mixed in, like for the non-skull rows, it would be really cool. But I think all white, like how it's in the listing, would look really cool. Like very subtle. It just looks like a white sleeve, and then if you look closer, it's like skulls. It's very cool. And then the last one I got was just, like I said, the cardigan that I showed earlier, but in the plus sizes, so I can have for both. That's just the ones I bought because those are the ones that I think that I would make. But she has so many. She has a couple that are not skull related, but she has so many designs on there. It's insane, and I'm like, oh my god, like I was so overwhelmed, but I just was like adding things to my cart. She has a lot of cool ones. I would definitely go check it out and see if there's any other designs or patterns that you want on there. But yeah, and they're very affordable. Like I said, I think she should be charging more, personally, what I think, because that's insane. Some of these designs are crazy. I'll be testing one out soon to see how it goes. I'm trying to decide which one I want to do first, and I'll see how it goes. But I'm literally so excited to work on these because I was just struck. I actually discovered her Etsy page because I wanted to make a skull bucket hat, and I remember on Pinterest seeing the skull crochet design, and one of my friends had made this really cool vest with it, and I was like, ooh, I want to make one, but that's kind of a lot. So I ended up just making a bucket hat. I'll go get it right now, but I wanted to make that bucket hat, and I ended up seeing one of her designs on Pinterest because it was like somewhat related, and so I was like, ooh, I'm gonna go look at that. Let me see how that looks. And I think it was one of her granny squares that I had first seen, and I was like, oh cool. So I think I added it to my cart because, like I said, it was pretty it wasn't very expensive. So then I clicked on her page, and that's when I was like, holy crap, like this is a lot. It's like so many things. Like this is not even half of the things that she has on there. It's insane. But she's a very talented designer. Kudos to her. It's really cool. I don't think I'm gonna put this on because it's so hot. Sorry, I'm drinking water. You guys like my sticker? It's like a crochet tattoo heart. I have it available on my Etsy. I designed it. But yeah, if you want it, you can go and check that out on my Etsy. I have some left on there. But here is the bucket hat. I also blocked it, so it's very breathable and nice. But look, it is so, honestly, when I first saw this design, I thought it was gonna be so difficult to do. Like, I don't know why, just looking at it, I'm like, oh, that's gonna be so hard. And when I started doing this, I think by like the first or second square, I like already had memorized the pattern. Like, I didn't even have to look at the pattern anymore. I think it's so cool. So I did it with black and white. I think it's just big twist. But I think any kind of yarn will work well for it. I definitely had to play around with the hook sizing because the one I originally did, those squares were going to be way too small. I did another hook, they were going to come out way too big. I think this one ended up being, for me, a 6mm hook. But again, I have a very tight tension, so I would probably suggest, if you have a regular tension, to do a size H or 5mm hook with this. But yeah, I think it's such a cool design. Like, it's so cool. Okay, maybe I'll put it on. But like, it's so cool. And I think in different colors will look so sick. I think that's something I might be doing for my market prep, is a couple more bucket hats. I have a good amount of bucket hats already, but I think some cool skull ones would be cool. I keep saying the same word over and over. I have one already. I think it's somewhere, honestly. I don't remember where I put it. But I'm working on another one where it's still black on the outside, but the skulls are like a very light baby pink. I want to say, I think it's the Karen 1 pound baby pink yarn, which that one is honestly very close to white. But I think it'll be really cool to do a bunch in different, variations of colors. Another one, of course, I always like this color combination, is the Big Twist Slime Green with black, whether it's, slime green as a skull or the background. I think that would look so cool as well. So basically, I just followed the pattern for the square, and then I know how to make the bucket hats. I kind of just slip stitched them together. Usually I do the join as you go method for when I do bucket hats, like granny square bucket hats, but I kind of wanted the white to show. Like, I really like this contrast in between all of the squares. If I didn't want that contrast to show, I definitely would have done like either slip stitch in black and hid the seam on the inside. This is how the inside looks. So if it was black, you would not really be able to see it, but I kind of really liked how the contrast looked, so I was testing that out too. And then you just do the border on the bottom. But it's a very easy, like I said, the skull pattern, I don't know what it's rated. I'm terrible at telling whether it's for beginners or advanced, but it was fairly easy for me to follow. A lot easier than I had thought. I've been crocheting for a while, and for some reason I thought it was going to be hard, but it really was so easy. But I think this square would be really cool on other things, whether you want to make like a tote bag, a cardigan, a blanket. I think this is so cool. Like I said, it's very easy. By the second or third one, I had already memorized it, so I didn't even have to be looking at my phone. I love a project where I don't really have to be looking at the pattern after a while, like when it's just like row repeats, or if it's just easy like this one where I can remember it, because then usually sometimes my family, we want to watch a movie here at home, or I want to watch something on my my iPad. I usually watch like YouTube or other things, and sometimes I want to actually pay attention to what is happening, and it's kind of hard when I have my phone there looking at the pattern. But like I said, this one, after a while, if you're going to be doing a bunch of them especially, it's fairly easy to remember. And once you have the skull like itself, like just to look at it, you kind of can tell like what stitches it's made out of once you do it. So yeah, I think this one is definitely something I'm hopefully going to make more of. I already have one, a work in progress, but I think some more different colors would be really cool in this one.
Okay, so I completely forgot to include I believe 2 patterns. So the 2 patterns that I forgot to include is one that I've done before. I just did the sizing wrong, and then the other one I did, and I loved it. I followed the instructions, and it came out good. So the first one, which is actually funny enough, I can't believe I forgot it, because I actually really want to make it this year for when I go to horror nights / to see the Beetlejuice movie. I kind of want to make it Beetlejuice themed, but it's the spiderweb top from Passionate Kelsey. She has a tutorial on her YouTube showing how to do it, video tutorial, and then she has it written on her website, and I just followed from the video, and then I kind of tried to fix it so it could fit me, but I did it it was my fault. I wasn't like paying attention to certain parts. I ended up making it way too big for myself, so I'm probably gonna either have to just sell that one for mark it as a, you know, bigger size. Or I might have to just take it apart and then try it again. But that top, I mean, if I would have made it to my size, is so pretty. When I tried it on, I really liked it, but like I said, it was just too big for me. But yeah, that's a really cute one for Halloween to have. Next pattern that I forgot was this spider web sweater thing. I forgot what it was called. I'm gonna put a picture of it right here, and then the one that I made. And I actually, technically, I didn't make this one for Halloween. I actually made it when me and my best friend went to California Adventure. We both wanted to do Marvel theme, and we ended up both doing Spider-Man. So I ended up making it to pair with a blue tank top under, just some jeans, and then a red jacket. And then I sewed up a bandana with Spider-Man on it. But I think this could easily be used around Halloween time. But yeah, I really like this pattern. It came out so cute. It worked up fairly fast, especially because you can see it's very meshy and a lot of open breezy stitches. So it works up really fast, and I really liked it.
So another idea that I have is a lot of plushies. So I have done a good amount of Halloween plushies in the past. Before, when I was in school and I was just selling only online, I did a pretty big Halloween drop. This was back in 2021, I believe, but I did Halloween themed bees, Halloween themed axolotls, and there might have been some other like little things. But first I'll show the Halloween bees. I'll put a picture of them up here. If I'm being honest, I just kind of, for the bee pattern, it's Hooked by Robin, kind of, and then I really just modded it to fit better for like the sizes and everything I want. And now that's just like the pattern I follow. It's just like I memorized it in my head. And for the designs, I believe there was some that it's been years, so I probably will not be able to find at all who or what inspired it. But I just kind of was thinking of, you know, typical Halloween things. This was years ago. I don't remember. I think I still have one for sale that I guess nobody wanted. It's kind of sad. But a lot of them, like the ones that were popular, they sold pretty fast. My iPad is being really slow right now. Nobody's home. Why is it taking forever? You know what? We're going to talk about the axolotls first. For some reason, it's not loading, but I have the pictures here of the axolotls to jog my memory. But this was back in, I believe, 2021. Oh, this was back in 2021 for the axolotls. That's what I said. This was back in 2021. So it's been 3 years since I've done these. These were very popular. When I posted about them, a lot of people, especially a lot of people like I knew in real life, really liked them. They sold pretty fast on my Etsy. But first I did like regular axolotls, and then after that I was like, oh my god, I need to do some like Halloween themed ones, because it was like maybe September. Let me check when this picture was from. It was August, so I was with it. I was, you know, prepping. So one of them was the zombie axolotl, where I just did only one safety eye and did the X on the other one and added like a little scar. And I did all these, I believe, are Bernat blanket and big twist plush, like kind of mixed because they're very similar. But this one I did like a very muted green, like not a gross green, but I think this might be Misty Jungle Green from Bernat blanket. And then I just did gray for the little frills on the top and the bottom. I really like this one. This one was pretty popular. A lot of people like this one. This was one of my favorites. I think the little X on the eye is so cute. But yeah, I really like it. If you want to make this, you can. I used a pattern by Charlize Crochet. I am probably saying it wrong. I'm just from memory, but it's a chunky axolotl. That's the exact one that I used. If you have another axolotl pattern that you like better, that you want to do, and just modify it to kind of this design, go right ahead. But this one is so cute, and like I said, I did like the little embroidery that I really like. Next, I have the little, I guess I would say, devil axolotl. This one's one of my favorite. I think I really like red and black together. But this one, like I said, is just red on the body, black for the frills on the top and the bottom. And if you can see on the back, I did like little wings. So like, it's kind of like a devil bat. Like, I don't know, kind of like that, because I feel like black and red is just, so I just added some wings. I think I just kind of winged them. I didn't really look for a pattern. I just kind of thought of it and just made the little shape. But I really like this one. I just love red and black together. So I think that's why I really like it. This one, I think I did it with Big Twist plush. The yellow one, I don't know what the color is called. I don't know if they even carry it anymore. Who knows? This was so soft. I love that yarn. Is so soft. Again, this was 3 years ago, so I don't know if it's the same, but this is the candy corn axolotl. I did it in a dark mustardy yellow for the body, then the candy corn colors on the frills, so it was white, orange, and yellow, and then the bottom I just did white because I think that was like a good contrast. And then I did a little embroidery of a cotton candy on his belly, so you can kind of get the point across. This one was, I remember people really liked this one. This one is so cute. It kind of looks like a chicken nugget. Look at it. But it's so cute. Honestly, I might have to recreate this. It's just so cute. I really like this one. It's one of my favorite. I'm going to say that for all of them. It's one of my favorites. And this one looks a little funny, but I did a little pumpkin axolotl. Very basic, you know, orange body, green for the frills and the top bottom, and then I made a little stem for the top so it can look actually like a pumpkin. If you cut it off at the body, if you just look at the head, that looks like a pumpkin. So I think it kind of works out, you know, for the entire body. I don't remember if this one was popular. I don't think it was. I might have still had it after a while. Then lastly, I did the witch, which was like the same. It's basically the pumpkin reversed, which is the green body and then the orange hair. I feel like when I was looking up witches, a lot of them had like dark hair, but I don't know why. I feel like I remember witches having orange hair, so I did it with orange, and then I added a little witch hat, which I just came up with. Again, I winged the pattern again for the little witch hat, but I think this one's really cute. I don't know if I would recreate this one. I think for sure this year, if I'm going to recreate some for my market, will be, if I have the colors for it, candy corn, and then the zombie for sure. Maybe the devil one, but for sure the zombie and the candy corn are gonna be my go-to recreate. Now, like I said, I'm using my phone and I have my iPad, but I don't have the pictures of the bees on here. I'm gonna put them on here once I edit, but I don't remember exactly the ones that I made, and my Etsy's not loading, so I can't my internet's really bad right now for some reason. Literally nobody's home, but I think I did basically the same ones for the bees, so I'm just gonna try to remember. But first off, with the candy corn bee, I think this one, if I remember correctly, I think I still have this one. And I think I'm putting it already on like a markdown when I do markets. But I think it's really cute. You know, the candy corn colors. That's pretty basic, but like I said, I think it's pretty cute. Then the witch, I did, this one I actually did green and purple with the witch hat on. I think it just looked a lot better with the kind of shades of colors that I had instead of the green and orange like I did for the axolotl. And for the pumpkin one, I did orange with brown and green from what I remember. If I'm wrong, then this picture will prove me wrong. Orange and brown with a little green thing on top. Then I did the little devil bat red and black one. That one was my favorite, and tell me why. I think I also still have that one. That one has not sold. And I'm just like, it's so cute. Again, I just like red and black together, but I don't know. That one's like perfect. I just added red and black with, you know, red body where the yellow is, and then black stripes, typical. And then the wings were black. And then I made just like little horns. I'm like, what the heck? It's so cute. I don't know why it didn't do that well. Then I also did a zombie bee, which also this one people really liked. I believe it was green with brown, and then again I did the little X on the eye. I did some embroidery, and that one came out really cute. That one is also maybe something I might have to recreate. But yeah, those are going to be the plushies that I've done in the past that I want to, you know, share with you guys. Maybe you want to make them, recreate them, do with your own style. I think it's really cool. Basically, you can do a lot of these designs with other animals and other plushies, so maybe I might have to do that too. Because I have a lot of market-friendly patterns that I have saved somewhere on Instagram or something, and maybe I can do that too. I can make some of them Halloween-ish. Another plushie that I've actually done, I think it was 2 years ago when I first did the market, was some bat plushies. I think I still have the little gray one up for sale for when I do my markets, but the black and red one sold like that. I remember people were like looking at it so much, and then yeah, within that market it sold, because I usually have some plushies that will stay with me for a couple markets, and then, you know, I sell them after a while. But then there's those plushies that you make and you put them out and they sell that same day. But that one was it's so cool. I'll put I don't remember who the pattern was by, but again, like I said, I'll put it on here. I'll put it down below. I'm going to be giving credit. It's such a cool pattern. I remember seeing this pattern for so long and wanting to do it, and I finally had bought it back then. and I made it. And it's a little time consuming because it's a pretty sizable plushie, but it's such a cool design, and it came out really cool. So the first one I did was this little gray bat plushie. I did this in the lighter shade of Big Twist Value yarn. It came out to such a cute like little size. It like fit in my hand, and I loved it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to make this in blanket yarn to see how big it came out. I did not expect for it to come out this big. I want to say it was Big Twist plush, but it could have been Bernat blanket. It's either one or the two. They're very similar sizes. There's just like a little difference in them. I did the red and black, and it came out so cool, and I really liked it. I think I had pride. Again, like most of my plushies, I'm like, I want to keep it for myself, but I didn't, and I put it out. And like I said, that day it sold. I think I have like a video or two of it. I forgot to take like a proper picture of it, but I'll put it right here. I really like it. That's definitely something I probably should recreate for this next market. Like I said, I have a bunch of blanket yarn I need to get through. I think some bats in different colors would look really cool. You can make it match your style. Again, you can use like different yarns for it. Like I said, I went from a weight 4 to a weight 6, and you can see the size difference. It was a huge difference, but I think it'll be really cool if you want to keep it for yourself, give it to somebody, just have it for Halloween. I think it's a really cool idea. Even an all black one I think would be really cool. Another plushie that I think is really cool, I have some keychains of little ghost plushies. I'll try to look for the pattern. I don't remember if I saved it, but that pattern was very easy. I used blanket yarn, not blanket yarn. I used velvet yarn, and I think I might have used Big Twist Posh for my last. Okay, so we're slightly in a different position because I'm a bit of a yapper and my phone died. So I had to plug it in. So it's plugged in and I'm gonna be filming. Well, I kind of like this lighting better. Why didn't I sit here first? So I think where I left off, where I was doing some ghost plushie keychains, and I think those came out really cute. They were super easy. Again, like I've said before, I love a pattern where it's very easy to do and I can watch a movie or something. I forgot how many I made. I think I made like 6. One time was like a couple days before my market, and me and my brothers wanted to watch a movie, and we were watching it, and I was able to just bust out a bunch. So that one was really cool. I've also done, this was a couple years ago, but I actually made like a little ghost plushie before, but I kind of modeled it more to the Stranger in the Alps album from Phoebe Bridgers. So I don't remember the exact pattern. I'll put the pattern that I think I used. I think that's the one I used, but I definitely modified it to make it skinnier and then like just a little bit different, and then I just kind of free-handed the little arms so it can look like the ghost on the Stranger in the Alps album. But I did that as a gift for a friend, and I think I made another one for another friend. It was like they wanted to give it as a gift. I think those are really cool. A lot of people liked them, even if they didn't know who Phoebe Bridgers was or like the album. So I think that's something else. Maybe I'll do just some regular ghost plushies. Maybe I'll add the arms, maybe I won't, but for sure, I think I have some keychains left over, but I think I'll probably make a couple more, especially since it's gonna be October. I'm hoping people want Halloween things. A lot of the plushies that I have in mind are not really Halloween plushies. I think I'm kind of what I did with the axolotls and the bees, but I kind of want to just make some animals, regular animals, and just change the colors and the colorways, and then modify them to have like a little bit more of a Halloween theme, like the zombie, the little devil bat thing, a witch, a pumpkin, candy corn, all that stuff. That's kind of what I'm hoping to do more, especially because like I said, I have a lot of different patterns. I do want to make a lot of Halloween plushies for my market, but I also don't want to make too much to the point where I'm going to have a lot left over if they don't sell and everything, because then it's kind of weird to have them like other times of the year. I know some people like having Halloween all year round because honestly Halloween, the aesthetic is very cool, but I don't know, just I kind of don't want to make too much. Now this pattern, I'm going to be making the squares, but I don't think I'm going to be making like a big project with it. I think I'm probably, again, going to be just using them as coasters. But I think it was last night that I was just on TikTok, I was scrolling, and I saw this really pretty granny square design. I'll put it right here. And it was like a sun with some clouds on the side. It was so pretty. It's on Etsy. Again, I'm going to be linking everything. I'll tag them or link it. But it was a sun design. I think that was so cool, and I was like, I really like that. That's again for coasters, or eventually making into a tote bag, cardigan, blanket, etc. But in the TikTok video, it was showing like, oh, I've made the sun now, and then it shows a moon. It's so pretty. Like, I think they're so cute. And the moon one, I think especially can be used for some really cool Halloween themed designs, more of the witchy kind of mystical feel of Halloween rather than like the spooky trick-or-treat kind of typical Halloween. So I think this design, the moon with maybe like some purples and blues, would be super nice to do like a mystical kind of theme. So yeah, but I definitely am going to be making these, whether it's Halloween themed or not. I'm going to be making these hopefully for coasters if they come out to a good size, because it's such a beautiful design. I mean, and I think she said they're the same stitch count on the end. So if you want to connect them and make sun and moon things, I love suns and moons. I just love them. My house is filled with, even though it's not me who decorated, it was my parents. I think since I grew up around all these like sun and moon designs, I just love them together. And I just love how suns and moons look together. And I think that design, it's kind of not Halloween related, but I think the moon, I'm talking about the moon specifically. I need to stop talking about other projects. But the moon specifically, I think could be super like modded with the colorways to look really witchy and mystical, which for Halloween would be really cool. Yeah, I think I definitely might do a couple in like the purpley blues. If you want to see all, I hope this is a okay angle, I have a lot of suns and moons. I literally have like on my table, it's my clock clip, this is where you guys usually go, but I also have this, I know it's gonna be sideways, but it's okay, on hanging on the wall. I have a bunch, you look at this, it's just, I love suns and moons together. I don't have any specific patterns for this one. It's just the general idea I think would be really cool. But if you have kids or like nephews, nieces, cousins that are younger and they still go out and trick-or-treat, I think it'd be so cool to make them a crocheted bag for their candy, because I think it'd be really cool for them to go in style. You can make it even match their costume. You can just make it typical Halloween. But I think that would be really cool, like a really cool touch to have. And then they can reuse it every year if they really like. Also, I think it'd be super cool if you crochet your own Halloween costume. I did this last year where basically majority of my costume was crocheted. I was strawberry shortcake last year. I know you can't tell because I haven't re-dyed my hair, but I typically have like pretty bright red hair. My roots are growing in. I need to redo it. I'm gonna change up the color a bit, but I had like some really bright red hair and it was somewhat short, and obviously my hair is naturally curly. I think my hair has been drying as I'm recording this, so I think you're just kind of seeing the process of it drying, going from so like I have really curly hair, so I was like, I really want to do strawberry shortcake. But at work I just wore a regular t-shirt because I was moving around, it was gonna be too hot. But for when I went to a concert, I think I went to the Boy Genius concert last year. I went to my best friend's mom's party that she always has every year for Halloween, and I crocheted the strawberry shortcake top. I'll put a picture here. I still have it. I have not worn it again. It's acrylic and it's really hot, so I have not worn it. But it came out so cool. I originally was just gonna buy a t-shirt, which I did. I bought a t-shirt and I painted it. I hated how it looked. I just wore that for work because, like I said, it was too hot to be wearing that acrylic shirt. I went with a top-down design, and then I also crocheted my bucket hat. And funnily enough, when I was finishing up crocheting my bucket hat, and one of my friends messaged me being like, hey, I know it's like really late. It was like maybe less than a week before Halloween. She's like, I'm gonna be strawberry shortcake, and I know you crochet, and I've been seeing people with crocheted strawberry shortcake hats. Could you make one for me? And I was like, oh my god, I literally showed her. I was like, I'm literally making one for myself right now. Like, it was such a coincidence. So I ended up making one for her as well. But that bucket hat is so freaking cute. Like, I actually might make some of those for my market. But do not be afraid to crochet your Halloween costume, or a part of your Halloween costume. If I had a striped shirt that looked like a strawberry shortcake, I probably would have just wore that and then crocheted myself a bucket hat. So you can do the same. If you have something that, you need a specific accessory for your costume, just crochet it. If it works, crochet it. Why not? This year, I actually have no idea who I'm gonna be. I usually like to have it planned ahead of time because I usually make my costume or like put things together. Ever since I was young, I would go to like Goodwill, things like that, find pieces and put them together. me and my parents, we would do that instead of buying like costumes. And honestly, most of the time they kind of look better than the ones you buy at Party City anyways. But I think this last year was the first time I ever crocheted anything for my Halloween costume. The last years I think I had just like bought things or put things together. This year I don't have any idea what I'm gonna be. Last year I was Strawberry Shortcake because I had red hair. I basically have been basing a lot of my costumes off my hair. So this year I'm not sure what I'm gonna do because I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna keep the red hair anymore. It's very faded. I ran out of the dye and I told myself once I run out of the dye, I'm gonna change my hair color. Eventually I would love to go back to my natural color. As you can see, it's like a darker brown. But I'm still thinking about what color I want to do, and whatever color I choose, because it's already July, most likely that's the color I'm gonna be keeping for a little while, is gonna be the color I have for Halloween. So it's a big decision. So whatever color hair I have is gonna kind of skew me to what costume I'm gonna have. So I still haven't figured out my costume, but once I do, I very much would like to crochet, whether it's all of it, an element of it. It'd be really cool to crochet something from it. Do not be afraid. Show off your skills. Let me know if you're going to do anything you saw in this video, if it inspired you. If you have any other ideas, please leave them in the comments. You can never run out of ideas, especially for crochet. There's always so many ideas, so little time, but please comment them below because like I said, I'm trying to do a lot of Halloween things this year. But yes, happy Halloween season. It's officially Halloween. It is 90 degrees here in LA, but I am somehow looking forward and thinking about fall and Halloween. Thank you for watching and seeing my hair dry within that time from how much I was talking. Made it this far, thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, watch my other videos, keep up with me on Instagram, on TikTok, and stay tuned to see if I do any of these patterns because I'm really holding myself accountable, and you guys can hold me accountable to see if I'm actually going to be doing any of these. Have a good day or night, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Bye.